What's up, YouTube? So, we, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name's Mike. Everybody calls me Moose. I am a nationally qualified, internationally qualified competitive strongman. I guess that's basically who I am.
Okay, well, where can they find you? On Instagram and Facebook and all that? What do you...
Instagram, you can find me at Moose2118. Facebook, you just look up TX Strongman Moose. That's pretty much the only two I keep up with right now.
So, Mike Bass, Michael Moose Bass, been a buddy of mine for a while. So, when I opened the gym, he's like, all right, cool, that's cool, I'll come check it out. And we were open about 7-8 months before he finally came in, and he's been here ever since. It's kind of cool for us. Mike, how old are you?
I am 27.
27 years old. And, you know, in a previous video, I kind of mentioned you're the #2 strongest man in the nation right now.
For the super heavyweight, yep.
For the super heavyweight. What is super heavyweight class?
300 and over.
300 and over. Okay, and isn't there like one step above weight class wise?
Nope, I'm in the top weight class.
Okay, cool. All right, so top weight class, #2 strongest man in the nation. Most people are going to ask, when did you get into this? How long have you been doing this?
I've been training to compete strongman for about 4 years now.
Okay. What made you get into it?
It was basically pure chance. I was invited to go watch a local strongman competition. My dad was actually invited to go watch it. He couldn't make it, so he thought it'd be something I'd be interested in seeing. So he sent me out there. I watched it. I fell in love right away. I ended up talking to Travis Ortmeyer. He's a multi-world strongest man competitor. He was one of the ones promoting the contest. I got the opportunity to talk to him. He invited me to come out, check out some training. Trained with him and his dad Roger for probably about 2 months before they practically made me enter my first contest. And it was actually a contest that Roger was putting on. And I asked Roger if he'd let me do the novice class, which is for beginners, which obviously I was. He said absolutely not. He called me some derogatory names because that's how Roger is. And he made me do the heavyweight open class. My first contest ever. I finished second place. I missed first by, I don't know, half a point or a point. He got me qualified for nationals. I went ahead and went to nationals that first year. Some would say that's a huge mistake. I finished in precisely the bottom 10th of the entire competition, but it was a great learning experience. It really showed me, what could be attained if I, kept at it. So I fell in love with the sport, and I don't know, I've been hard at it ever since.
Okay. So, you and I talk every day about like weight fluctuation and diet and all that. Now, I'll let you tell them what you eat from time to time. But about how many calories a day are you intaking to be around what's your current weight?
Right now I'm right at 340,
okay.
6'4", 340. I shoot for about 6,000 calories a day.
Okay. Now what's your go-to meal? I see this a lot, so you guys understand what he eats.
I eat a lot of pizza.
I eat a lot of pizza. What about the breakfast? Like, walk me through like your daily eating.
It can vary for breakfast. Usually when I get up, if I'm in a rush, I'll make a quick bowl of cereal, which is usually a mixing bowl of cereal. I try to get, a few proteins in, so if I'm not able to get it, at home, I'll usually stop at the store down the road and get a block of cheese. I eat a block of cheese, drink a half gallon of milk. Just to try to get some quick calories and some quick protein and carbs in, prior to my first workout of the day.
Okay. And so you're at 6,000 calories a day to maintain. Obviously, when you want to cut weight, you drop your calories a little bit. And you can drop weight really fast, given all the different things that are out there in the world to do so. Now, your strength training, you work out, 6, 7, 8 hours a day?
Basically, yeah.
that's a lot of training. That's not overtraining. He's got a lot of recovery time. What's your average recovery time in between your lifts?
I mean, it depends on the day. It depends on the lifts I'm doing. A lot of times I'll go 10 minutes between, between my sets. I'll train people at the same time I'm training. But yeah, I can go anywhere. Sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 minutes between. Sometimes, like I say, it can be up to 8 to 10 minutes between each one.
Okay.
It kind of goes against conventional thinking, but the thing is, a lot of people don't have the same time that I do throughout the day, to be in the gym. So they don't get to explore those options. I really feel like it's helped me a lot, being able to, go for, just barely submaximal rest for, a decent amount of time, and I can basically do that same amount of weight again. My thinking on it is, if I'm able to do that even 4 or 5 times in a day, whereas most people might be able to do that once in a week, I'm able to get, a little bit more work in.
Okay. So now, your coach is Brian Barrett. Check out Instagram, check out Facebook. I mean, there's videos of him pulling an APC in Russia, and things like that. Now, what are some of the comp? What are some of your best feats of strength in the comp that you really like? That you feel is, hey, this was a challenge and I rose to the challenge and I succeeded. What's some of the top ones that you think, like top 3 that you could really hammer down?
I've carried a 1,000+ pound yoke a couple times in competition. I pulled a 60,000 pound fire truck. I've done that a couple of times. I don't know, man. One of my favorite events that I've ever done was Fingal's Fingers, which is basically a long pipe on a hinge you have to pick up, walk over, and flip it over, and you do it as part of a series. So we had to do 5 of them, and that was with, was it a beat?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you want a high five or what.
High five your shoulder.
But yeah, so I don't know, that's pretty challenging because that's not something you get to train all the time, not a lot of people have these pipes just laying around everywhere to flip.
So, to give people an idea, like when I first did my first strongman style of training, we put 3 trucks together and we actually weighed them all, and it was like 22,000 pounds. I'm 6'3", 265 pounds, and it was everything I could do to get these things to start moving. You're talking about doing 3 times that with 70 pounds on me, which is pretty insane. So, going through all that training with your clients and with your team members and everything you have going on. I mean, you've trained this Texas strongest lightweight female, Brittany Barnes. What was her comp weight when she set the Pacific record for squat?
On front squat, I think she did 250 or 260 at a body weight of like 130.
That's just insane. And then you have Lahara
Stone,
the real Stone.
Yeah, his first competition, he was able to win fairly easily. He pulled over 900 pounds from an 18-inch deadlift fairly easily. And I can't take the credit for him. He's naturally strong. He's a power lifter. But with minimal strongman training, he was able to pretty much dominate his first strongman competition.
Hell yeah. So we're talking about doing on. Now, Moose is actually one of my very first sponsored athletes for Legacy Barbell Apparel and Legacy Barbell Gym. We're trying to change the face of what fitness is as far as like just bodybuilders out there. Obviously, there are aesthetic people out there, but there are people who are just in the pursuit of strength. And so Mike is one of those people that is actively pursuing strength on a day-to-day basis. We posted the video of you doing 810 on the deadlift bar for 23 seconds.
Yeah, on the trap bar, yeah.
I mean,
the pull and hold, yeah.
Pull and hold. So what are we looking at doing as far as when you go to comp? When's your next comp?
It'll be December 3rd up in Dallas. It'll be the Bill Kazmaier Classic.
Okay. So you're going to be doing that. So this is going for the pro card, right?
Open. Yeah.
And I know you're competing against a lot of people up there.
Yep.
What's going to be your game plan going into it? Like when you're right before you go into a lift, like what's your mental game like? Like what do you do? What gets you in the zone?
Honestly, throughout any competition I ever go to, I try to keep a clear mind, a happy mind. I'm the guy who sits and jokes with everyone. I'm friends with pretty much anyone who wants to be. Because I feel like, if you try to stay serious the entire time, you try to stay in the zone the whole time, you're wasting a lot of energy. I perform a lot better if I'm happy, if I'm enjoying myself. I really don't amp up until right before a lift. And, if you ever see me on video, before I do any event, I usually close my eyes and I'm calm for a couple seconds. And what I'm doing is I'm praying. I pray before every single lift I ever do. It's just a short little prayer. But it really helps me just kind of, turn my mental game on. Just, I don't know, it calms me and amps me up at the same time, gets me ready.
So it's kind of like a Jesse Norris thing where he just kind of mellows out and then it takes the way.
Yeah, it's almost like a little mantra.
Okay. Lord, forgive me for these gains I'm about to receive.
Right, basically.
Go bro science on it.
Yeah.
So we talked about that. Like, I posted you up on Instagram with your videos. Everything you got going on, like I know you North Texas Strongest Man, Utah Strongest Man, Oklahoma Strongest Man. You competed at Arnold, correct?
Yep, I did. Not this past year, but the year before, 2015.
Okay. And this is all as being still not having a pro card. It says an amateur.
Yeah.
So, going for this pro card, you've been doing this for how long?
About 4 years now.
About 4 years. Yeah. So going for the pro card, you have a lot. Hopefully, we're gonna have some people in this that are really wanting to start strongman or pursue strength. What words of advice do you have for those people? Even the day-to-day guy that wants to come in here and run a yoke, or wants to deadlift a big number. What advice can you give them?
Seek out as much information as you can. Don't blindly follow one single person or one single source. Do all of the research that you can. When I first started, I buried myself in, all of the big fitness mags. There wasn't, one singular source for strongman information itself. There is now, if you go to startingstrongman.com, if you look up Starting Strongman on Facebook, there's a group and an information page. It's a great source for anyone wanting to learn really anything regarding strongman. They've got blueprints for implements. They have instructional videos. They have articles going over comp diets, all kinds of stuff. So it's great. But definitely seek out as much information as you can, and just try to find people who've been doing it for a while, because they're really going to be the best ones to learn from.
Definitely find somebody who's been doing it for a long time. I know that there are a lot of trainers out there that say they know strongman, say they do this, and that the only way you get stronger is PEDs and things like that. What is your thought process on these trainers that shove PEDs down people's throat, basically, and that do all this BS at competitions? Because I had conversations about these wannabes, these fake people that have fake sponsors, that have these accolades that they've made up in their head. Like, how do you get people away from those people? What makes you different? What makes you better if you're going to be a trainer to these other people?
Well, I'm not one to vilify, anyone who uses this type of PEDs or anything like that, but that's another one of those things that requires more personal research than anything else out there. I'm absolutely against beginners doing anything like that. Because when you first start working out, that's a window for you to make the most progress that you possibly can on a natural level. You're going to get better results in the beginning than someone who's been doing it for 20 years who gets on gear. So you just take advantage of that as much as possible, and then start researching the other stuff in the future. But if someone is shoving just insane amounts of juice down someone's throat in the very beginning, not only are they robbing them of their potential, but there's the potential for serious health effects because their body's not ready for anything.
Which we've seen, with people that come in even from the bodybuilding community, we've seen what another trainer did to one of his females, where she was hormonally a man. And we've seen what, you know, people have done to your day-to-day comrades, basically, work with. You know, finding a good coach is what's special. And you are a great trainer. I've seen what you've done with your clients. You know, talk about your trainer, what he does for you, and like the program, like how many reps does he, what does he do with that for you?
Well, Brian, he really breaks things down to a very easy to follow level, and I think that's important for beginners all the way up to advanced lifters. Everyone wants to try to overcomplicate their programming to make it seem special. The thing is, we're lifting weights. It's not rocket science, you know. Yeah, there are some really high-level experts out there who can break things down on a molecular level and get fantastic results. But at the same time, when it comes to a strength-building program, the easier it is to follow, the more likely someone is to follow it to the T, which is basically what you want, and the better results you're going to get. You know, Brian, most of our interactions are online because he's out of Dallas. I'm here in Houston. But just the programming that he sends me on a weekly basis, you know, I've been able to make better progress with it than most of the things I've ever done in the past. You know, it's really taken me from kind of middle of the pack at a national level to, you know, up toward the top. He's really helped me a lot. So I really think that's important. You know, to just be able to relate to people, be able to take their needs into consideration, and just you know, personalize the training.
Okay. Well, is there any words of advice or pearls of wisdom that you have that you want to give somebody that's looking into strongman, other than what we covered?
I mean, always feel free to reach out to me or any other, basically anyone you see on Starting Strongman. But just my main focus, my main bit of advice is learn as much as you can before you execute any plans. Don't jump blindly into anything. At the same time, you might find a source of information that you think that they're a great expert. Don't take, you know, their word as, you know, as law. You know, reach out to as many different places as you can. Even, you know, I myself, I'm always open to learn new things. I love learning. So yes, just learn as much as you can.
I got you. So we're here, we're doing that as far as strongman goes. Now, Mike, we've talked about that. Where do you like training the most these days?
Obviously, Legacy Barbell.
All right. Oh yeah.
I spend more time here than most people do at their day jobs. So.
Yeah, I spend about 6 to 10 hours a day here. Daughter's running around. He's a fantastic guy. He's a family man. Definitely puts everybody ahead of him when he's alone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to continue these interviews. If you have any questions, or if you want more videos like this, if you want a part 2 with Mike and have questions that you want asked, let me know in the comment section. Private message me. Find me on legacybarbell.com, Instagram at legacybarbell. Hell, you can Snapchat me questions at legacybarbell on Snapchat. Do you have Snapchat, Mike?
I do, but
Just for send take pics.
yeah. I never get on it. I don't remember the username for it.
All right. Well, hell yeah, man. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section, private message, whatever. I'll ask pretty much whatever you want. He is a married man with kids, though, so I can't go too in depth. But, all right, guys, respect the grind, leave no doubt.